Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're now tuned into the 411 podcast and reading Between the Wines, powered by the Black Diamond Consultations Network. More than a podcast, this is a sanctuary for self-discovery, healing, and personal growth. Here, we explore what it means to live debt-free, not just financially, but spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Every episode is part of a journey across our weekly mentorship series: Spiritual Sundays, Mental Mondays, Transformational Tuesdays, Wind Down Wednesdays, Coaching Sessions Thursdays, and Financial Fridays. Each day holds space for wisdom, clarity, and real conversation. So grab your journal, pour your glass, and prepare to go beyond the surface. Because here, we don't just talk, we transform. And now, here's your guide through it all, entrepreneur, mentor, and founder of Black Diamond Consultations, Laren Gaines.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in. Welcome to Reading Between the Wines. We are here for another great Wind Down Wednesday. Let's get into it. Lonely Spending. Track 9, Lonely Spending. But before we get into this, I want to go ahead and give a very special thank you to my executive producer. I want to thank God for giving me another opportunity to come out here and podcast and give you this great Reading Between the Wines show. Also want to thank each and every one of you out there for listening. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I know we had a shift, so I want to say good morning to everybody out there. Checks us out morning. So definitely please like, comment, share, subscribe, tag a friend, text a friend, let everybody know about our new time And of course, continue to use your virtual voice. Anything that you feel about the show, please put it in the comments. Let me know where you are calling from, where you're representing, all of that great stuff. Shout out to people out there on Facebook. Thank y'all so much. Daily Motion. We have Spotify, Twitch, so many different ones. I can't even name them right off the bat, but so much love coming from different places. Of course, YouTube. I appreciate that. But yeah, the response has been good, and I want to say thank you all so much. This is a new show, new year, new space. So continue to help support the movement, and yeah, let's get into it. Song of the day, I Get Lonely by Janet Jackson, off of one of my favorite albums of hers. Absolute favorite, Velvet Rope, released in 19. So tonight we're going to speak about what happens when people get lonely, impulse spending, making emotional purchases. We're speaking about money, of course, but sometimes when we get lonely, I don't know who I'm speaking to. I'm only speaking from experiences, real life experiences. We make some decisions, and some of the decisions are not good when it comes to the places that we and the things that we buy. So I remember when I used to get lonely and the outcome was never good. I either um I don't even I'm not even going there. Just put it, I'm not even going there. The outcome afterwards probably wasn't good. And whether it's a few minutes later, whether it's the next day later, yeah. So be careful when you get lonely. I had to get with myself, because everything starts with self. And I realized instead of running around singing records like this, playing records like I Get Lonely, I realized that I was never lonely. And a lot of us, we are not lonely. We just think that we're lonely. Sometimes when we are separated, when we are not mixed up and wrapped up and trapped up with, the world out there, that's a good thing because you take some opportunity to reflect and look at your life. Take that time. Be still. Song of the day, I Get Lonely by Miss Janet Jackson, off of the Velvet Rope album, released in 1997. Can't believe the album came out. Now, tonight, I want to tell you that I am sampling something for all of y'all people out there who are getting ready to celebrate this wonderful holiday. Whatever y'all feel that it's wonderful. I'm not gonna try to say one thing one way or the other about it, but y'all know what's coming up in February. For certain reasons, I don't celebrate it. True reason why I don't celebrate Valentine's. You can reach out to me and I'll definitely let you know. I'm not gonna, do it here on this right now. But for those of you out there who still celebrate, I have this wine here that maybe y'all can share with the one you love. Is called Choco Vine. Pleasantly Sinful. It's the finest blend of red wine, and it is chocolate and raspberry. It's 14%. I have sampled this on the show years ago, so I brought it back for Valentine's Day. And it's the product of Holland. So, all the way from Holland. And it says Choco Vine, pleasantly sinful, silky smooth. This blend of Dutch chocolate, fine red wine, and raspberry is delicious on its own or complementing a cocktail. Grape wine with dairy cream, natural and artificial flavors. And I'm going to go ahead and sample this wine here. You got to make it really super, super duper cold. That's the best way to have this. So there are reasons why I don't celebrate Valentine's Day, and there's reasons why maybe some of you out there would want to think twice about falling into the traps of Valentine's Day. Not going to do it here on this platform. Not tonight. Maybe another opportunity. Maybe next week I'll dig into it a little bit deeper. And it's not always what you think, but we might get into it. So I want to say cheers, but for those of you who are celebrating, choose wisely. That's one of the main reasons. Choose wisely. Don't get caught up into the hype of it all. It's man-made. It's not real. Protect your pockets. Cheers. Welcome to another episode of Reading Between the Wines. Going to go ahead and sample this and bring in my special guest, author slash poet, Birdman 313. Yes, this definitely does hit the spot. So let's bring in author slash poet, Birdman 313. What's going on? How are you?
Oh man, how's it going?
It's good. It's good. It's good. It's nice and chilly, probably about maybe 2 degrees or something like that around here lately.
Oh yeah, actually I went to the park today. It's 54 degrees. We went out there and man, I took so many pictures and I shot a few videos of the different birds that
Mm,
that are out there. And for this park to be so small, it has at least 4 to 5 different species of birds.
wow.
And yeah, and I'm trying to catch some of them flying, video and flying. I do get sometime, not a long video, it's short, but hey, other than that, I took my little walk. I done stretched my walk out. Last week was the first time I stretched it out that long, and I just repeated it today, and I'm starting to feel better.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
That's real good. Well, you're at the park, you're at the beach, it's 54 degrees. That's good, I start my day off at maybe 2, 3 degrees. I think
yeah.
maybe Friday it's gonna be -2. Mm,
Yeah, I have some friends back. Well, I talk to my family and friends back, like in my hometown or up in Lansing, or well, one of them, he lives in Eden Rapids, which is just a suburb of Lansing, and man, they was talking about, oh man, my cousin said, hey cuz, he said it done warmed up. He said it was 9 below, now it's zero.
9. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and then another one. My good friend. We've been friends, man. We've been friends for over 60 something years,
Oh wow, that's
and
amazing.
yeah, and we was talking, and he said it's cold. He said it ain't never been this cold before up here. And then this lady I used to go. She used to go to, well, my friend up in Lansing and her. We all went to the same church. Our parents knew each other, and she sent me a picture of her son was on his way to work, and he used a car and ran it into a tree because it
Uh,
was he ran across, yeah, he ran across some ice.
well, yeah.
And yeah, she was like, oh, it is so cold up here. And a couple more said, hey, don't you want to come back? I'm like, nah. Not at all, not at all. So
Well,
but other than that, man, everything, like I said, everything going cool.
that's good. And you didn't get hit with the four-letter word, did you? Because I know we did.
No.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to get hit with it, but somebody said that Texas didn't get hit with it. Well, what they thought we were going to get 17, we probably end up getting anywhere between 8 to 10,
Uh-huh.
which is still a lot. And then there's some speculation of the four-letter word coming again this weekend.
Yeah, it's supposed to the highest it got today was 57 actually. The news reported it just now is 57, but it's starting to drop back down, and it should get like it may get like in 30s tonight or 40s in the 40s. So uh it's good, man. It's a good time. It's good times.
You say so.
Yeah, it's good times, man.
All right. Well, I want to say thank you so much for last week's episode. I listened to it. Now that we're on this new format, I actually can sit back and listen to a lot more of the replays. And man, that episode was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Okay, yeah,
Pretty good.
appreciate it. I try to do my best. I have to say I'm improving. I will say that. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It definitely is thing to see the progression of it all. So yeah.
yeah,
All right. So let's get right on into the do's and don'ts of money. You want to give me a number? Let's see. I didn't
sure.
anywhere between
Uh,
3 to 167.
50.
50. All right, let's see what we got for 50. 50. We got a don't. Miscellaneous loan advice. Don't take out credit card cash advance. This is hands down one of the most expensive ways to borrow money. The interest charge on cash advance starts the day you take the money out. There is no grace period. Even if you pay it all back when your next credit card bill is due, you still will have to pay the interest. And the average annual interest rate is 22%. There will also be a fee for taking out the cash advance. The minimum fee is $10, and the maximum is typically 3 to 5% of the loan amount. If you follow my advice and begin to create an emergency fund that will eventually cover up to 8 months of your living costs, you should never have the need to take out a costly credit card cash advance. What do you think about credit card cash advances?
Oh, I think I took out one credit card, and that was years ago. But I didn't have all them fees. I took it out, and I was surprised at how much I was only able to take out. And I'm like, okay, then it's not worth it. I might as well just went on in my my checking account and withdrew the money, you know. But I don't advise anybody. I don't take out loans or credit card advances, however you want to call it. I come to the point in life where I just have to do without. If it's not an emergency, if I don't have the cash in my checking account, then I'm just gonna have to do without. And that's just me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's from past experience when I have done it, and it always has backfired on me. And I've been blessed where I haven't had to take out any advances like that. All I do is take out of my checking account when I need something.
Hmm. Yeah, I was reckless back in the day when I first turned 18 and got my first credit card. I was hitting up the cash advances left and right.
Yeah.
Eh,
Well, you know what? It's funny you said that because I'm older than you, and they didn't have. I don't even think they had. Well, I wasn't trying to find out. I was just maxing out cars like I had lost my mind.
Right, right.
you know, you know, and forgetting about, oh, you got to pay that money back.
You know, there's
You know,
there's an interesting. I have to make sure I got this word right. Interesting statistic. That's not right. I didn't say it right. Statistic. There we go. That once you get out of debt, majority of people go right back in it because they are used to the pattern of being in debt, that it becomes unfamiliar, that they end up going right back into debt.
and you know what? I would believe that because there for a while I used to say, oh, I feel better when I'm in debt than when I'm out of debt.
That is
But
so bizarre.
I had to make that change, and believe it or not, the change, it wasn't easy, but it happened because I didn't have a job for a while. And then my unemployment ran out. So, you know, I said,
Yeah.
okay. And then when I got back on my feet and things started going, I'm like, never again.
Yeah,
you know.
that is so interesting. Did it 3 times. And this last time I was like, absolutely not, because it took longer. Like the first time, okay, boom, you got out of debt. Then I jumped back into it. The second time, it was almost like a bounce back. But then this last time, it was like, yeah, why is it not taking as quick as it did the last 2 times? And
Yeah.
then I started to think, and I started to look at the pattern, and I said, "Oh, okay, I got it." The first time it was like boom, second time took a little bit longer, but still there was that bounce back. And this last time it wasn't that quick. And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know if I do this another time, how long is that?" And I think that the third time, by me sitting in it for a period of time, like couple years, it was like, okay, yeah, I don't think we should be doing this again.
Well, mine's was kind of self. My dad had told me, he said, "Boy, you're doing wrong." And I'm like, "Yeah, Dad, but we're family." He said, "I don't give a damn. You're doing wrong." He said, "You doing wrong." And you know what, man? I realized that. I did. I finally realized that, and it seemed like I just kept getting in deeper and deeper and deeper. And once I had got my divorce, it stopped. It stopped. And I knew why. And then I sit back and I'm like, you know what? The old man, he didn't say much. And when he did say stuff, he didn't say much. He made it short and sweet. And I learned
Hmm.
and I learned. I'm like, yeah, okay, I understand now.
Right. It's interesting how we understand once we get older.
Yeah,
We don't understand in a moment when they talking to us, but
right.
yeah. Interesting how sometimes our children will do the same thing to us.
Yeah.
Be like, you gonna learn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
learn.
You
You
gonna
gonna
learn. I tell mine all the time.
right,
Hey man, y'all gonna learn.
right. All right. So now, are you got a poem for us tonight?
Yeah, I
You
got one.
prepared
I
to read
got
that
one.
tonight?
I sent it to you. I got one.
Okay, all right, we can get right on into that.
Oh, okay. Hold up. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up.
Oh, I didn't even put you on the spot
Oh
like
no,
that, but
no, no,
yeah.
no.
Cool.
I got my tablet right here. I can click on it right quickly. I keep all my stuff on my tablet. My tablet is like American Express card. I don't leave home without it.
I got mine like need to be plugged up and charged up and everything else. My
Yes,
laptop, that's something different.
yes. And this piece I wrote, it had a lot to do with my growing up and how it was in my neighborhood about money. So I mean, it may a lot of people may not register this.
Hmm.
That's younger, but as an older person, they can understand where I'm really coming from on this. And it's titled "Money Happiness." Growing up in a quiet neighborhood, not realizing how happy life had really been. Money wasn't a thing that was mentioned much. Most families were happy with less money and didn't stress about it. At least it never showed. No one mentioned that the more money you had, you would be happier. Life in its wisdom taught us that happiness was not a commodity that could be bought. Looking around, there were already true riches, discovering family, friends, generosity, and good health. This is what we call a measure of wealth. But in this time of life, money seems more important than happiness. Either you have it or you don't, and the outcome can be a tragedy either way. And believe when it is said that the more money one has, the more problems and negative people come into your life. Then the question arises, who is the richer of the two? The person who needs the most or the person who needs the least? And that's it.
Mm. Wow, I thought that this poem was so dope and it was so deep at the same time. Of course, um, I hear the notorious B.I.G. in it. More money, more problems. But
Yeah.
you also said that the more that the negative people will come in to your life, the more money you get. And that reminds me of the enemy when he comes, because he's not coming unless he can kill, steal, and destroy. So when the enemy sees that you level up, that's when, you know, negative people may come. But here's the thing, people, if you're doing your right thing and you're, you know, doing everything that you need to do and you're putting good energy out there in the universe, the enemy can come all he wants, because no weapon formed against us shall prosper as long as we're doing our part. So don't feel like, oh my goodness, I can't have this or I can't obtain this because, you know, something's gonna happen. Just do your part. Do your part. That weapon may form. They can do whatever they want to do, but it will not prosper. And the last piece is so amazing. The one who needs more money. Say that part again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me pull it up right quick. I can't. She look Diana. She looking at me like, oh man. I mean, it says the last part is the person who needs the most or the person who needs the least.
Mm. Now for me, what I believe in this part, that line right there is just so amazing, because you want the most, or the person who needs it the least, because less is more. That's what I have to say. I'm gonna leave it at that. Less is more. When you decide that you don't need all this extra stuff, that's when abundance comes your way.
Right. And
So that's what I
and see, when I was writing this, I was hearing my dad, he didn't talk about money. You couldn't talk about money too much around him unless you was saving your money and spending it right. If you talk
mm,
negative, he wouldn't even conversate with you. And my mom
mm,
used to always tell me, she said, because people actually thought I was a rich kid because they said, "Oh man, you come to school dressed. You have this, you have that." And it was just that. I mean, I probably mentioned this before. My mom worked in the cleaners. So a lot of times my clothes came from people who left clothes at cleaners. And my mom,
mm-hmm.
she was a top presser in our whole city. All the cleaners wanted her to come and work for her. And my mom would say, "Hey, this was left. It's been there for 6 months. Oh, it looked like it can fit you." And and you would think she bought it straight out the store.
Right.
And I always, like I tell people, I mean, man, from the time I was 5 years old that I can remember, I always had a TV in my bedroom, and I always had either a portable radio or I had some type of small stereo in my bedroom. And
Mm,
people always thought I was rich because I would go in the store, get me a bag of chips, something to drink, and come out, and everybody looking at me. And so
mm,
then I felt bad, so I started buying candy, passing it around, and this one lady, she went and told, it was one lady, she said, hey, your son is buying friends. Said only reason why they like him is because he's buying candy and he's sharing with everybody. My mom's, she said, but that's just the way he is. She said, but I'll talk to him. As soon as I stopped doing that, nobody wanted to talk to me, man.
Mm,
And that's when I started.
yeah.
And then that's when my dad said, he said, oh, you going to learn. He said, and it's going to be the same way with money. He said, if you go out there and you show a lot of people you got money, he said, they're going to be around. He said, just as soon as you show them you don't have no money or you don't have nothing to spend on them, he said, hey, I guarantee you, they ain't going to even want to come around you.
Yeah. Yeah, little Kim got a line, and I noticed 14% is doing its number, but she got a line in one of her songs that something about along the lines that when the money goes, there goes your
Yeah,
friends. When the and that's basically it.
yeah,
Like everybody's around you, but when that money goes, there goes the bins. When that money goes, there goes your friends.
yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
I got it
No,
good.
and my mom used to say, Victor, you are rich. And, and she said, you got good health. You got clean
Mm,
clothes. You got a roof over your head. You got food in your stomach. You're rich.
absolutely. Yeah. All right. So let's get on into tonight's assignment, and we're gonna get on up out of here. I can't even believe that we halfway through the show already. It just goes so quick.
Yes,
It's amazing.
yes, yes.
But tonight we're going to all the way from we're not going all the way from, we're going to Mobile, Alabama. Shout out to Miss SOS. How you doing? I know that this is your hometown. Mr. Christopher says, Laren, most nights my apartment is too quiet. No kids running around, no partner asking how my day went, just me, the TV, and my phone. After work, I scroll couples traveling, friends celebrating milestones, people building lives. That's usually where I start spending. New sneakers, tech gadgets, subscriptions I barely use, things that arrive in boxes and give me something to look forward to for a few hours. I don't buy because I need anything. I buy because it makes the night feel shorter. Because waiting for a delivery feels like someone is coming to see me, even though I know that sounds sad. I got credit card bills on treat yourself moments that never really treated me well. I'm successful on paper, stable job, good benefits, no major drama, but emotionally, I've been drifting, and my spending has been filling the space where connection should be. Wine nights help me relax, but sometimes they just remind me how much I've been numbing instead of living. How do you stop spending to feel less alone when you don't know how to fix the loneliness itself? Christopher. What you got for Christopher?
Man, you know what? He talking about most nights his apartment is too quiet, no kids running around. Man, you know what? I would tell him, man, you ought to be glad.
I was just going to say.
You ought to be glad you don't have kids running around. It's not as glamorous as you think.
Kids cost money.
Yeah. And you talking about somebody asking you how your day was. I mean, man, you ought to be thankful you made it through the day. you know,
Mm,
I mean that's how I looked at. He said just me, the TV, and my phone. Oh man, he needs to find a hobby.
yeah.
That's one of his problems. And he's looking for really the wrong thing because he go out there and get with somebody that who gonna nag him all the time and have kids by him all the time and then walk out on him and he had to pay child support. He gonna be right back in there in that lonely apartment just like he is now. And to me, that when I read this, I'm like, dang man, I said, I can say this. Out of all my years, I have spent at least I can say almost 15 years where I lived by myself. and I didn't regret it one time.
You spent
I didn't.
15 you said you spent
Yeah,
15 years by yourself?
yeah, and I didn't.
Wow.
I didn't. I didn't. I have not regretted it because I could come home, I could relax. Um, I could just relax, and I would listen. Like I said, I always had something to do. I
Mhm.
always made sure I had something to do, like maybe listen to music, maybe write, whether it meant anything or not. But I did them things just to, that was something that I enjoyed doing.
I know what you mean because I have not spent most of my life by myself. I always was sort of like, Chris here, always just like I get lonely, that type of phase, and then end up getting myself into situations. And then when I get myself into a situation, start to regret it and have all of the stuff going on, have all of the excitement, have people popping up and showing up at my place that I really don't want to be there. And then now I'm feeling a certain way. But what I used to do when I was in that situation is think of where he is right now and be like, do you remember when you didn't have all this stuff going on?
Yeah.
If you had just sat still, if you had just mind your business, if you had not been scrolling and swiping left and swiping right, you wouldn't be in this situation. But look what you done now.
Yeah. And yeah. And he's saying he buying things even though he don't need it. I mean, I
That's
never done that. I was always trying to put stuff. I'm like, man, instead of buying things just because I feel lonely, that that's something I never ever thought about doing.
you know what
You
piece.
know,
Go ahead.
I would always try to save before I spend, and that was me. Like I said, there's been times when I said, "Hey, you know what? I'll do without for a while, and then I'll get it when the time is right."
Well, that's good because most people will spend and then try to save later after everything's gone.
Yeah, but it's just. I mean, I've always had kids. You know, I pay child support. And all that. Been separated so many times, man. I was like, dang, man, if I separate again, man, what's going to happen? But I've always just tried to, like I said, I always try to maintain. Like I always tell my son, I found me a hobby to do, and you have to find something that you like, but you got to stick with it. I'm not looking, like I tell people, I'm not looking to make a bunch of money off of my hobbies, and I just do it because it's a joy. Just like, okay, going to the park, man, that's something I've been doing all my life.
Hmm.
Going to the park, sometime I just go and sit in the park and just sit there and think. And I've had arguments with my with my exes because they think I'm with some female. I'm like, I'm right at the park. You know what? Why don't you follow me and you'll see what I'm doing. But that's just me, man. I've always loved the park and the beach. And I can sit on the side of the beach and I can sit there and listen to the waves. And I tell people I hear the waves speaking to me. And people
Hmm.
think, man, what the waves be telling you? I say, oh, it's just washing away, all my stress, and just let me know things is gonna get better.
Yeah, yeah, I know that's right. Yeah, I have become accustomed to all of that. Never did that before, but now I get it today.
Uh-huh.
I want to touch base on this part. This part really just this is some serious stuff here. When he says that I don't buy because I need anything, I buy because it makes the nights feel shorter. Because waiting for delivery feels like someone is coming to see me. That's a mess right there. You buying stuff
Yeah.
just so that they could ring the doorbell or drop something off so you can, you know what, just invite some friends over. How about we do that?
Yeah. You know what? Well, you know what gets me is I'm like, how come he don't have nobody? That was my question. I'm like, hmm, is it something that he's doing because he don't have nobody? Because I mean, the way he put it up, he said he got a good job and all this and that, and I'm like, well, if you have all of that and you have all this stuff going on, you can't find nobody. Go on a date nap. Hell, man, take your chances on there.
Looking at this here, sometimes one thing that I have to say is I'll wrap this thing up here is that, sometimes when we are just like this scenario here, just like the record, I get lonely,
Yeah,
start to feel that way, start to second guess. If you get still and you sit with yourself long enough to see, one thing that I had on I believe it was disc 3, evolution. Your rejection is my protection. Sometimes God is protecting you from things, and that's why you are lonely. That's why you feel lonely. That's why you don't have those connections. That's why it's hard for you to find somebody, because God is protecting you from yourself.
exactly. And do he have any brothers and sisters or cousins? And it seems like he is like he has no connection to nothing in the world. And
Listen, if
go ahead, go ahead.
if if God wants to block people from coming into your life and it's just not the right time, it's not the right season, that's exactly what that means.
Yeah,
And clearly he's a little unstable when it comes to some of the decisions that he's making, and this could be a reason why he's being blocked. Like, listen, you got to clean these things up. You got to get, spiritually, mentally, emotionally stable before you enter into these situations, because if you sitting here buying stuff just because you want somebody to come to the door, what's going to happen when you get into a relationship? What else you going to be buying just so that they can do certain things? You really going to be in debt, and you really going to be in a situation. If you buying just so that somebody can come to the front door that's a complete stranger, what will you do when you in a relationship and you actually know the person?
that
Yeah,
and,
no.
and that, yeah, that's that right there. I thought about that too, and it's like I've never, I don't get me wrong, I've been lonely, but I've never been that lonely where I just go buy stuff and then, like he said, he opened it up and he look at it one time. If I buy something, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it. I'm just not gonna buy it to say I have something. And like I said, it has to be something, you know, up with him because he can't find nobody at work. I know work is not probably the best space, but still, somebody he can talk to from work, or, you know, I hate to say go. He drinks anyway, so he might well go to a club or go to a library. And it just seems like he's in isolation. He isolate himself from the world because maybe it's something that he has an issue with.
Yeah, if we don't know the full story,
Right.
it's either he's isolating himself, or either I'm leaning more towards that. Listen, God knows and sees everything.
Yeah.
And I believe that maybe you're being isolated so you can clean things up.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I don't know.
That's true. Because I mean, Diane, Diana, she says that to me a lot of time. She said maybe the reason why this came on you is to protect you from somebody. Because I was planning on going out of town,
Yeah.
and she said maybe that's why it happened, because you was planning on going out of town. Now, what if you'd have went out of town and this had to happen to you?
Hmm. Yeah, I
What?
learned. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, oh no, and I thought about it. So more and more now, I kind of look at it like this. If God wanted me to go, He would have. This wouldn't have happened. And
Absolutely.
to say that, you right when you said that's probably why God is holding anybody, him back, is to clean himself up. And he needs,
Mm-hmm.
instead of him wanting somebody, he needs to look in the mirror at himself.
Mm,
And then,
right.
when he look at himself and see what he's doing wrong.
Right. Want yourself before you want somebody else.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. This out here, and we could continue to go on and on.
Yeah.
But we gonna wrap this up here. I that last statement, want yourself before you want somebody else, because you need to want yourself so that somebody else can want you. Because if you don't want yourself, you sitting here running and chasing, you running from yourself. So everything starts with self. Get with yourself first, love yourself first. That way you can love somebody else. There's a whole lot going on here.
Yeah. That's true.
So what you got going on this week as we wrap up? What you got for the people?
Oh, let me see. I don't know. It depends on how I feel Friday evening. A friend of mine, he plays guitar. He sings, he plays. And he normally let me come, whenever I show up to any of his music sets, he let me come up and read a couple of poems. I might. Right now I'm not leaning toward going. And I told him what the deal was. Saturday, it's a monthly reading out of Austin, but it's on Zoom that I'll be doing. Sunday, nothing. No, I mean, it won't be no football on. So if the weather is good, I'll be back at the park.
Okay.
I put it like that. And when the weather's good, I'm starting to get out more. I'm starting to take these walks. I'm trying to strengthen everything up. My cardiology, cardio, and my legs, my heart, and all that. So I'm doing all that, and plus when I'm out there, even though I'm with Diana, I still feel invisible, and I feel like I'm by myself. And she knows it. And there's no disrespect towards her,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but she knows that I'm into my own world. And I'll come home and I'll put the videos on, and next thing you know, I got a poem.
That's amazing.
So that's all I got going right now.
All right, that's what's up. Um, I will be on Instagram, I believe, on Sunday, probably
Oh,
around
okay,
probably around noon. Just
okay.
a just a pop up situation, nothing big. Other than that, I'm just grinding and doing what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this going to be a thing where you're going to open up for people to come on, or
Oh, for Instagram,
yeah?
or yeah, something like that along the lines.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
every now and then. Yeah.
Oh,
So
all
yeah,
right.
I'll be on Instagram on Sunday, probably around noon. And other than that, that's pretty much it. Any last words that you got for the people before we get out?
Hey, just try to enjoy the rest of the week, man. Take it one day at a time,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's all you can do. I mean, I know things in this world is kind of like going really, really crazy, but all you can do is try to protect yourself and you know keep your head. I always tell people, keep your head on a swivel.
Mm,
because you never know when somebody is just laying around and will try to run up on you.
mm. Now, that is true. In the world we are today, you got to be vigilant. You got to know what's going on. Yeah, that's some good advice there. All right, so I will talk to you soon. I'll see you when I see you. And
Okay,
on that note, take care. Have a good night. And
you do the
yeah.
same.
All right. Take care now.
Okay,
All right.
yep. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That was author slash poet Birdman 313. I must say that this Choco Vine has definitely hit the spot. So y'all go ahead and try this wine out. It's chocolate and raspberry. It's a delight. And it probably will work very well with some fruit, especially like maybe some chocolate covered strawberries or something like that. And next week we'll do a part two of what I feel about Valentine's Day. Maybe I'll open up and spend some time speaking about Valentine's Day. But like I said in the beginning, just be very cautious during this time of year because there can be some unnecessary spending. But in any case, if you like anything that you heard tonight, anything that sparked your interest when it comes to debt free living, please feel free to head on over to LarenGaines.com. I focus on debt free living from the spiritual, mental, physical, and financial aspect. You may also sign up for a free 15-minute consultation. You can apply to see if you qualify for the coaching sessions. I offer one on one coaching sessions, group sessions. Again, all of that information is at LarenGaines.com. You can find out the different seasonal promotions and things that I have going on, free offers, financial tools that are all available at LarenGaines.com. Let me know what you feel about tonight's show. You may text me at 609 200 1098. Again, that number is 609 200 1098. That is the official 411 podcast, Reading Between the Wines hotline. And the burning question for reflections tonight is, what are you trying to replace with purchases that were never meant to carry emotional weight? What are you trying to replace with purchases that were never meant to carry emotional weight? On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you all so much for joining. Please tune in. Check me out on all of my social media platforms. You never know what I'm going to post, when I'm going to post. You never know when I'm going to go live. So stay tuned. And on that note, I want to say thank you all so much. Good night. I'll talk to you and I'll see you when I see you. Take care.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's a wrap on today's episode of the 411 podcast and Reading Between the Wines, where growth is always on the menu, and every pour reveals a little more truth. The conversation doesn't end here. Have something to say? Want to weigh in on tonight's burning questions? Text us anytime at the official 411 podcast and Reading Between the Wines hotline at 609 200 1098. Stay plugged in across all social media platforms at Laryngaines. We're live and in the conversation on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, DLive, Twitch, and Dailymotion. Prefer to listen on the go? The audio version is streaming on most major podcast outlets. Until we meet again, take what you've learned, sip slow, speak truth, and remember, transformation starts within. Powered by the Black Diamond Consultations Network.